Alright, hello everyone. I'm here. I'm Justin Brooks, and I'm here with
Tonishae Smith, a first year law student.
a law student. You guys that watch Suits and How to Get Away with Murder, you know how lawyers are. Is that really how lawyers are in the real world though?
I mean, to some extent. I mean, there's a bit of exaggeration, but to some extent.
Okay, so she's like the female version of Harvey Specter. Alright, I don't remember what's you watch How to Get Away with Murder, right?
Yeah.
What's the main character's name?
Annalise Keating.
Annalise.
Yes.
Whatever she just said. Yes. But anyway, serious note. Serious. Want to get to know her. Want to get to know how she's been doing, how uni life has been, to kind of give off probably a first year next year the law experience so far, or just people in general. So when they come to uni, they kind of know what to expect, what not to expect, and what to really aim for. You get me? So I have my first question to you now, Tonishae. My first question is, who are you? Yes, that's a question a lot of people just.
Who am I? Well, I'm many things, but at the core, I would just say I'm a very happy person. I like to talk, I do a lot of interactive stuff, and at the core, that's really who I am. That's really who I am. It doesn't get any better than that.
So you, okay. So what exactly are you like interested in? I've seen on your socials that you were, was it a youth mayor
Yeah.
in Mayfair, am I correct?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
So give us a little bit about that. How did that happen, and what do you kind of gain from that experience?
All right. So, as many know or would know, I was the youth mayor of Maypen for 2023-2024. And that actually came about when I was in high school in lower six. Right. So, I got to school in Manchester, but I actually live in Clarendon, specifically in a place called Tollgate. And my counselor, he was like, one day he saw me and he was like, come here. And he was giving me a rundown, asking me if I wanted to represent my division as a junior counselor. And I mean, at the time, I had so much going on. I was the head girl, was in a lot of clubs, had a lot of stuff outside of school going on. But refusing wasn't ever an option. I was like, of course. I mean, of course. And then from there, you participate in a competition at the municipal corporation. So it's called the Youth Mayor's Competition. You're given some topics and you choose the topic that you're most comfortable with. You do an essay on it, and you are graded based on the presentation, the delivery, the content, and that it's paired with an interview. It's paired with an interview. So it's basically how you sell yourself, your ability to engage with people. And I won, and from that experience, I've learned a lot of stuff in terms of just your personality, and I've also learned a lot in terms of local governance because that's the ministry that created this initiative. So you learn a lot about local governance, and it helps with character development in a lot of ways: public speaking, professionalism, and just work ethics. So I've learned a great deal of things from that experience.
Okay. A lot of leadership qualities and
Definitely,
leadership traits I've
definitely,
seen here.
definitely.
I don't think you mentioned the school you attended.
Right. How could I not? So I'm a past student of the Bishop Gibson High School for girls
Okay. In Manchester, right?
in Manchester.
Okay. It's wonderful. I've been there once, I think. Nice school, you know?
Nice school.
So, you since doing that now, and your tenure is up, am I correct?
Yes, it's
okay.
up. Right.
So since gaining all of those things now, you're currently in university. You've been exposed to numerous amount of things. I believe you mentioned in high school you're the head girl.
Yes.
Big things, by the way. Anyways, but and a lot of clubs as well. But since coming here, you've realized that the bookwork kind of gets a bit more,
Yeah.
a bit more harder, a bit more strict, a lot more coursework, etc. So, how do you plan going forward to have a balance between this leadership thing that you have going for you with the book work, because we know at times it might get a bit hard. You might have to drop out at certain things or drop certain things. So how do you plan on balancing those?
And I really appreciate that question because I realize that it's a common thing among university students balancing school with extracurricular and even stuff outside of school. So for me personally, I realize that it is important to appreciate and understand your limit. And I feel like high school taught me a lot as it pertains to that, because you may have the desire to want to do a lot of stuff, but it is important to realize that you don't have to do everything at once. So you just basically you prioritize, and that's something that I have been doing, and I'm still learning to do it, because you never really truly reach that level of prioritization where you know that you prioritize all the things that you really need to. Sometimes it's either your interest that comes to the forefront, or just curiosity and it gets the better of it. But in terms of me balancing it, I have created, and I'm still in the process of doing it, because as I tell you, it's never something that you truly ever achieve, especially as university students and you're doing a lot. So for me, it's time management, and that's where it comes into play, where you realize that it is important to plan your days, because going about your day and you're leaping from one place to another, you waste a lot of time, and it's not very productive. And you can take it from someone who has been in a lot of spaces doing a lot, and hopping from here, there, everywhere, it doesn't work. You have to plan your days, and you may not plan every day, but you start somewhere. So balancing school and the extra stuff, you plan your days, you know what you have to get done, and at the end of the day, to anyone watching this, you're here for your degree. It's very important. I mean,
Real.
the additional stuff is cool and it's amazing, get the experience, but always remember that you're here for your degree. And for me personally, I tell myself that if I realize something is going to conflict with school, it has to go. Because who are you if you're here for your degree and you're doing everything but working for that degree? So it's basically prioritizing all that you have to do, what you need to do in comparison to what you want to do, and just work for it, work for the good of it, and just have fun. That's basically what I do. Vibes too, but go for the degree. You're here for the degree.
That's a very good analysis of everything, I'll
Yeah.
say. And just to add to what you're saying, degree is very important. You realize that there's a lot of numerous amounts of distractions
Yes.
in university, and whether you live on hall or you're a commuter, just from at uni, there are gonna be distractions. You'll have parties every week,
Every week.
and when I came up here, I'm like, I heard it, parties every week. I'm like, or every weekend. And I'm like, I mean, that seems a bit extreme, you get me? And I'm like, wow, I'm second year now. I'm like, it's literally parties every weekend.
Every week.
Like,
every week.
I think we had mid-semesters finish last week, or I think some of them are still ongoing. And as the mid-semesters finish, I heard a party somewhere over here. I don't know if it was on campus or near campus.
Yesterday.
Literally. I'm not even sure that it's crazy. So as long as you have fun, but you know that where your limit is,
Yes.
and you put the book first, and not only the book but networking and
Definitely.
getting to know people, like even just walking and just stopping somebody and say, I kind of like how you're walking. I kind of like the thing you're wearing or whatever it is. Just have a conversation, and you'll be surprised the amount of opportunities that one that's a convo or compliment that you give could do for you. But that's a wonderful analysis, as I said. Okay, all right, so we're here again. So I have this quite random question actually about food in general, because there's a lot of places on campus you can get food.
True.
But if you had to choose between all of the spots on campus, which one would you eat for the entirety of the semester, every day?
I mean, he said it, spots. Spots, literally spots. The best food, and I mean, there's a lot of options. I mean, we have KFC, we have Burger King and stuff, but spots.
Yeah, the spot have it still.
Yeah, spots, literally.
Do not see any newbie watching this, that's gonna apply to you with the spots is at Student Union. You'll find it. If not, you can look at the page and see a video about it. But anyways, okay, so since being at uni, what has one thing what has been one thing that has stood out to you or surprised you that you never expected, or you expected but didn't know it would happen in that way?
The level of freedom and responsibility. And as you said, you would have heard it that coming to university, you're going to be responsible for yourself and all of that. But actually being here, the level of responsibility that you have, it's crazy to say the least, because it's not just responsibility in terms of school. It's responsibility in all the ways that you can think about. And there are a lot of opportunities for you to slip up, literally. And it doesn't have to be a case where you're saying, oh, I'm a grounded person, I'm disciplined. You're in a space where so much is happening so quickly, and it's so easy to slip up. And I'm like, wow, this is university, and this is what it means to actually become an adult, because your financial responsibility, you think about school, that's your biggest responsibility. But also there are extracurricular stuff. You also think about your mental health and emotions. It's a lot. And the freedom, you're literally here, you're free, you're really free. You have a lot of stuff doing, but you're free, and so much can happen when you're free. So the level of freedom and responsibility, it really has been shocking, because in like my first or second week, my first day, the second day of actually being on campus, I almost went off campus and I'm like, hold the phone, hold the phone. Like, this is your second day, where you're going? And I'm like, you have to really think about it and weigh your decisions carefully, because the level of freedom and responsibility that you have, it can easily turn into something wrong real fast. So that's something that has really been shocking, very shocking.
So, I'm gonna ask you this now. So, how are the assignments coming in, by the way?
To be very honest, the whole idea of like, when I had to think about it for a bit, I was just seated there, and my mind went all around town, all the places except the assignments. And I'm like, all right, you know you have it to do, and then you know that you have it to do, but you just don't do it. You're just like there and you're saying, I really all of this I have to do? But they're coming in slowly, but they're coming in because something that I'm really grateful for. I have a community of individuals who are like, they know that you're a first year student, so they constantly checking or the assignments, how is school, and when you're being asked, you have to give an answer, because if you don't give an answer, then more questions are going to come.
You want to expand on the community? What do you mean by community?
So yes, some persons know that I would have participated in the Miss Carnon Festival Queen competition. Our queen, she's actually my hallmate. And because we would have forged a relationship from that point, from the competition, actually being here and living on the same hall, and because she's a second year student, and you know there's so many things going on, she always checks in, and even my friends, family. So that community, I'm really grateful for. I have friends who I left high school with, and we're here together. They're always checking, and having that community, I really appreciate it, because it helps to keep me accountable. So I know that I'm here, and I may not be doing as much as I need to, even though I tell myself that I should do it. But there are people in my life who they're checking, and they're like, Tony, you do this and do that. And if I don't do it, I'm like, I'm going to do it.
Yep.
And I do. I do. Be like me. When they ask, and they ask you if you do it, and you say no, but I'm going to actually do it. So I'm really grateful for that community, because it helps to keep me accountable, and that accountability, it helps with being productive. So yeah, the assignments, I still have a lot to do, because I'm a law student. I always have a lot to do, but I'm doing them.
Yeah, we're always giving praise to the law students, the MedSci people, the FST. We're always giving praise to them. Not saying SOSI. I'm a part of SOSI, by the way. So I'm not bashing any other faculty, but specifically them, prayers to you guys. And as she was saying, Sonia was saying, accountability, that's a big thing of here, because as you mentioned, you have a lot of freedom.
Yes.
You can literally just get a taxi or Uber, whatever you do.
True.
Go to let me think of a place. Anywhere in Kingston. I don't really know Kingston like that.
Rivers.
But Rivers, yeah, Rivers. I don't know
Rivers.
Kingston like that. But you can literally just go there, have fun
Yeah.
for hours, and have an assignment due 12 o'clock.
Yep.
And you're outside 11 o'clock.
True.
No, it's not a good look.
Yeah.
So always have the balance. If you're a party person, party, have fun, but make sure the work turn in before you leave,
Yeah.
because you don't want the grades to look very garbage at the end of the semester.
Yeah. True.
When you have to send to your family or whoever, they're like, oh, okay, wasting my money on you. Could be buying something else. But anyways, so don't waste the money,
Don't waste the money.
just study.
Study.
You that kind of guy? No, don't waste the
Money, just study.
Damn, I'm just that guy. But anyways, so are you a part of anything like club or anything in your hall?
Yes.
What exactly?
So on Hall, I'm a part of Preston Media.
Ah,
Yes, and woo! I'm actually one of the only first year students to,
oh wow.
to be installed
Wow.
as a creative director.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Big moves.
I'm actually the creative director of Sharkwave News.
Ah.
Yes, and so hosting and reporting, it is something that, so I'm a news anchor also,
Mhm.
right? And just outside of Preston Media, because Preston Media is a big thing on Preston, but I'm also the deputy cluster rep.
Oh
For
wow.
my
But
cluster.
you're doing a lot of things.
I mean, it's a lot, and then I'm also on the task force of one of the committees for the guild.
Oh wow.
Yes.
On your first year.
Yes.
Not even- which month are we in? We're in October. 2 months down.
2 months though, it's a lot.
Guild, this, that. Oh, okay.
It's a lot, yes. So I'm actually a part of the task force of the vice president of that's for
Ah.
Joseph, his committee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big moves.
Big
Like,
moves,
I keep
eh?
saying big moves throughout this video, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of big moves, man.
I
Like,
mean,
no, don't do that. I do that a lot. Don't do that.
the world's your oyster, so just the vibes, just do it. Do
Alright.
it.
I remember I was kind of interviewing Omi the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and I think one of her advice was to take up space.
Yes.
Yeah, she was saying something of that sort, that when you come here, you must take up space, do things, be seen, be heard.
Yes.
And I take that advice with me, try to do things as well. You clearly have been taking up space up here,
Yes.
and that's a wonderful thing to do, because as you said, and as you hear a lot of here, uni is not a place just about the grades either. You have to be
True.
doing stuff. These are the people you meet over are people years from now you're gonna get favors from, you're gonna get help from. People are gonna look at you and be like, yo, this bro have so many links.
Yeah.
And the reason you have that much links is because you talk to people while you were here. So, because in general, not for every course or every major, but you can literally get these things off the internet. The only thing you won't get off the internet is probably the degree, but
Yeah.
every other part of the info is on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So, for you to come up here now, you have to both get that and get something else, because when you're applying for jobs, they're gonna say, okay, you and you have the same thing, you have the same degree, but what more do you add to my company, or
The
whatever,
value,
what's the
yeah.
value that you're adding? And if you can't differentiate yourself from the average person that's applying,
True.
then you're just not gonna get where you wanna get, So take up space.
Discern to take up space. That's what she said.
Yes.
I
You
love
remember?
it. Yes.
Trying to
When she said,
understand.
I'm like, yes,
Is-
that I will do. Discern
Okay.
to take up
I
space.
didn't even remember what the video saying, but that's
Yeah.
good. That's really good. So I'd encourage you to continue to, what do you say, discern
Just
to
to
take up space,
yes.
and just not just focus on school and extracurricular. Also try to keep the balance with your mental health, because
True.
at the end of the day, you have a limit.
Yes.
You might look at it and be like, oh, I'm here, I don't have a limit. The
True.
sky is the limit or whatever. You're human, you have limits.
You do have limits.
Whether physical or mental limits. And you can push them, yes, but you still have a limit at the end of the day.
You still have a limit at the end of the
And
day.
you don't want to reach to a point where you're so mentally drained that you literally cannot do anything,
True.
physically do anything. Because whatever your mind experience, it just passes down to your body.
Right.
And you don't want it to happen. So
You don't.
have a social life. Have fun while you can. When October comes, just make sure you're ready for mid-semesters. I think for law, you only get the finals, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, it's not touch on law. But for most of everywhere else,
Yeah.
October come, make sure you're ready. When is it the papaya? That tree that turns yellow.
Papaya?
Papoy. Is it papaya?
I don't know.
It's I don't remember the name. I'll put it somewhere in the video. But when you see it turns yellow, as in the trees, they start to turn yellow.
Yes.
Make sure you know everything that you're supposed to know in your schoolwork, because that's exam time. But that's it for now. Tony, it was wonderful having you here.
It was wonderful being here.
This is my guinea pig, my first one I'm interviewing.
Yeah.
So we hope to have more people here, and
Definitely.
maybe if we get big by that time, we can have you as a returning guest.
Of course, it would be my
You know,
pleasure.
when you took up enough space in high school that you probably even be president one day. Who knows?
Who knows?
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Well, thank you again, and I hope that the rest of your first year is extremely enjoyable and productive.
Thank you.
Okay. And that's it from us, signing out.
Woo! Yeah.